Hi there, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what is going on when it comes to the month of November 2021 and the major astrology moves that are going on in November 2021. Just a quick reminder that you also have a monthly tarot forecast already up. You can find that by going to my main channel page by clicking on my avatar beneath this video. It'll take you right there. You'll see all the playlists and everything I have available all nice and organized for you. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. November is the last of what I've been terming theme months that we're going to have to deal with for some time. I know ever since we got through the end of August, beginning of September, it's kind of felt like the planets have all concentrated on one or two key areas, and that's consistent. We're still dealing with that in November, but after this month, it's going to be, they'll be breaking up and taking on lives of their own. But there is a special emphasis this month on your fourth house of home, family, your roots, as well as household economics. We have Mars here all month. We've got the Sun here from the 1st through the 20th. We've got Mercury here from the 5th through the 24th. And we've got a new moon here on the 4th itself. Of course, we'll be talking about other aspects, but I just want to, emphasize how much is going on in the fourth house. Mars, the planet of action, passion, energy, labor, and obstacle clearing, is going to be a predominant feel through the entirety of this month here. This is an incredibly helpful aspect, especially if you are working on eliminating a lot of challenges or impositions that have actually been placed upon your living situation, or maybe household economics itself, family circumstances, because Mars is all about working on solutions. It's all about clearing and neutralizing that which is actually preventing us from having the most ideal quality of life. Mars in the fourth house can be incredibly helpful, especially if there has been some kind of imposition that is maybe limited the ability for you or your family to make or transcend some kind of accomplishment or goal in your family circumstances, whether this is a move or something we're trying to do to boost maybe the income of the household, or maybe even handle relationships with family members, or even tackle old, long-standing issues as it relates to family history and family stories. However, because Mars is all about action and intensity, it's a very driving force, this could be a month where there could be some very strong tension and very tense exchanges that could come up with family as well. So handle sensitive, touchy topics with grace. We are dealing with the holidays, Thanksgiving's coming up here in the U.S. And so a lot of you Leo people, just be prepared. There can be some times, there will be some moments this month where people might be a bit more on edge in family affairs. That being said, Mars is still really doing a number for you guys in the good, especially when it comes to being able to leave a situation behind that we want to leave behind as it relates to home and family, and maybe even bolster a home-based business operation that you have going on. So really focus on that there. In fact, with the Sun in this part of your chart through the first 3 weeks of the month, you're going to be noticing that things are a lot more comfortable just as far as living accommodations are concerned. I am seeing that this is also going to bring a great deal of healing, a lot of levity, a lot of mending to any kind of family or roommate or tenant, landlord situations that may come up. So we're kind of taking the edge off of that Mars feel that could be, feeling pretty strong throughout probably the first and middle portion of the month itself. But with the Sun here, we're also seeing a lot of home improvement, family improvement focus as well. You're also attracting a lot of elevation to the status, or I guess you could say, the material comforts of your household during this month. And so we're going to be living a much more comfortable, maybe even, dare I say, more affluent type of lifestyle, as we go through this big home family root renovation process. We also have Mercury in this area between the 5th and the 24th, speeding up progress towards some kind of major goal, especially for those of you who have been maybe thinking about making some big alterations to family arrangements or living arrangements that you've had going on. If you're looking to try and find a way to maybe work more from home or maybe get some kind of self-employment situation off the ground, or maybe bring some of your work home, work remotely. If you want to bring up those conversations, guess what? Mercury in this part of your chart is really helping you here. Some of you may also find that with Mercury in the 5th house, other household contributions are also going through a marked increase at this time. So you may be finding out, a partner or a spouse is also going to be hitting it quite nicely when it comes to their own economic circumstances, which of course will have a positive collateral effect on the rest of the household. Also, when it comes to love and romance, with Mercury here, some of you may be finding that this is a good time to start, taking that step if you want to create a bridge. If you desire to create a bridge, meeting or introducing family and friends to partners if they haven't met them yet, or opening up lines of communication to allow for that to happen down the road, mending broken fences, or even deciding to maybe think about cohabitating or joining economic or material forces with partners. This is a strong month to really actually engage. We also have a new moon here, so for those of you that have been thinking about making some kind of physical move, whether it is moving to a new house itself, making a home purchase, or even doing a sale of a property, liquidating something, monetizing something in the household, between the 4th of the month and the 18th of the month, we have this going really, really strong for you. So make sure you use that window to plant those seeds. Get it set, get it ready to go. When we have a new moon, it's all about a new chapter. It's about new beginnings, but we have to put in our own energy, right? Our own contribution, our own free will, if we want to engage what is already supported by the astrology weather. We also have Venus in Capricorn from the 5th through the rest of the month and into the first week of December. Capricorn is your 6th house of work, your reputation, your schedule, the teams you're on, as well as the service you provide to the world. And there is an opportunity with Venus in the 6th house for a lot of you who may be single or available Leo people to even find love through your job or on the job, or maybe through the work or the job of the new person, whoever they might actually be. And this is also a great time for a lot of you who may be trying to change something about how you are treated at work or how you're received at work, to start making those adjustments, because Venus is all about favor, affection, popularity, magnetism. You're going to be finding that you are actually earning a lot more with doing a lot less during this month. You're going to be set up to be just sort of rolling in it. It does seem very financially good, both household and work-wise. And for those of you that are looking to maybe make any kind of favors to customize your circumstance at work, your environment at work, your team, your schedule, your availability, the services you provide, or the people you're working with, Venus makes it really easy to grease the wheels to get that going. People are a lot more inclined to listen. They've got more open minds. And you may be also attracting a different caliber of customer or clientele to you that actually is a really complementary fit, whether this is coming in and adding to what you already have or replacing what you are used to working with. After the 21st, we have the sun moving into Sagittarius, where the sun will be through, of course, December solstice, 3 weeks into December. And then shortly following that, on the 24th, Mercury will be joining the sun there. Sagittarius is your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, recreation, and parenthood. And with the sun in your fifth house, there is a time for a lot more play. A lot of you Leo people are going to be enjoying what you might consider to be kind of a holiday, honeymoon kind of experience, whether it's with your partner or it's with somebody that you are meeting during this period or early December. The sun is all about bringing in more fun and really lightening the mood. We're enjoying being kids again in a very, very special, very wholesome, very fulfilling way. With Mercury here, we're also speeding up developments as far as how strong these bonds can get, and also speeding up the developments with any kind of creative or maybe spiritual project that you're trying to build or complete. For those of you looking to maybe debut or demonstrate or share or broadcast any kind of artistic talent, put yourself out there in that way, this is going to be a great time for you to test the waters. Same thing with any kind of new service you may want to try out or try on for size as far as a business or an independent enterprise is concerned. The sun and Mercury in your fifth house is also terrific for opening up new bonds and new ways to communicate with your children. If you want to develop a closer way to connect, a new bonding activity will most likely surface during this time, something to really get close endeavoring with. And for those of you who are either looking for new partners or are in established partnerships, you're also going to be noticing that there's kind of a more adventurous and outgoing nature to your relationships at this time. We close up with a full moon lunar eclipse, which is occurring in Taurus on November 21st. Because it's an eclipse, the window of effect is actually much longer than just a simple fortnight, as we usually see with a lunation. A lunar eclipse tends to actually run its course for about 3 months, 90 days. So everyone's going to be feeling the effects of this Taurus full moon lunar eclipse through the 21st of February 2022. This is occurring in your 10th house of career, upward mobility, as well as promotions, status, and station. This marks a huge turning point in how you are going about making a name for yourself. Now, a lot of you may, over the course of this 90 days, make a huge jump, whether it's a gigantic career shift. Some of you may be actually embarking on a whole new trek, taking on a new job, or yes, dipping your toes in a completely new vocation. And it's important to understand that this is encouraged with this full moon lunar eclipse, but you want to make sure you are doing this in a practical, sensible way. The eclipse itself could also mark for a huge turning point in what you do just for the company that you work in. You may be following a completely new professional path, a new track upwards. This is a promotional moon. I do want to stress that. So this is an overwhelmingly positive transition that gets its start at the end of this month, not something negative. Typically with an eclipse, we see something dropping off that we have maybe become accustomed to. That could be a bit shocking, right? Maybe you're just used to kind of things steady as she goes. Yeah, over the course of this 90 days, you may be noticing your field, the office itself, or maybe even your relationship with your working community going completely upside down. And it could be very, very strange. It could be very alien to go through that, especially if you've become accustomed to a certain market or a certain sensibility in the field that you're working in. There could be some kind of development, a change of trend, the end of a trend, the end of an era that completely collapses what you're used to working with. That being said, it is actually working for you because this is a launch in a completely new direction that is going to actually set you up to be in a much more wealthy way and in something that's going to actually push you and challenge you in a much more substantial way. So that is what I have got for you Leo people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.